This is William Richardson, the original money doctor, the voice of reason, with your financial checkup and question of the day. Here again with my lovely daughter, Esther. Esther, how are you doing today?
Hi, Dad. It's great to be with you again.
Awesome. Always lovely to have you. Tell us, what question do you have today?
Well, actually, we do have a question, but I have one for you, Dad.
Really? Okay, great.
My friend had a question about what's a good technique for saving money as a teenager so she can save more when she's older.
Wow, your friend asked you that question?
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of techniques, and learning that when you're young is so much more valuable than learning it when you're 47, like about most of the people that I talk to. So great, we'll get into that. Thanks for that question.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's great, Esther. I like that your friend was confident enough to ask you a question like that you could share with me here on the show. So it's really a passion of mine, as you know, that not only to teach you and your sisters, but to teach the youth how to manage money correctly, because it's so part of everything that we do in our life, and it controls so many different aspects of what we're doing. And it really causes a lot of pleasure, but also causes a lot of pain to people. And typically, it's probably a little young for this, but I don't think so. As you prepare for getting older and college and preparing to get married or have a job or wherever life's going to lead you after college, if we look into relationships, most relationships fail over some type of financial situation is a large part of that. And 78% of marriages just in California alone can be traced back to financial hardship due to money. So, could we teach children at a younger age how to manage money correctly, so when they become part of a unity in a marriage, that they know how to make sound financial decisions, so they make those together, so that doesn't cause problems in the marriage? What would that do to that number? Would it would it reduce it to to half, to a third? We don't know, but I do know that it brings more happiness and joy to families when I talk to them. So typically, I'm not talking to someone that having an interview with someone in high school. They're generally a little older than them. I'm speaking to their parents, and then having their parents teach their children in college how to properly manage their money and put a little bit of money away on a monthly basis over a long period of time at a predictable rate of return, with securing risk and knowing that we're going to be able to use that money in the future for college, for purchasing a house, maybe starting a business, paying for kids, and everything that we need to know. But it all goes back onto the founding principle of everything that I teach and that we try to live in our own home. And when I say try, because it's something you have to continue to do. Anything that is important to you, it's something that you're working on a constant basis. So for those who wanting to to learn something, whatever it is, you just don't read the book one time and instantly have that that knowledge. So when I'm sharing the concept with someone, they may get a little aha moment. I understand that, but then there's education that's required. They need to go back and read and watch some videos, and for the most part, I'm reconditioning things that they learned for the last 20 to 30 years. So if I can teach your friend here at a young age techniques, very, very simple. And what does that mean? Don't spend more than you make. Well, Dad, that sounds so simple, right? And everyone can be listening to the same thing. But we do. We spend more money than we make. We pay other people before we pay ourselves. So we can simply say, listen, for every dollar I have, I'm going to break it up. I'm going to take 10% first, and I'm going to give that to to God, to my church, to your favorite charity, whatever that means to you personally. That's not something that I get into, other than That's part of my process. And if you're going to work with me and be a client of our organization and work with our advisors, either here locally or throughout the U.S., that's something that we teach. We want you to not be tied to the money. We don't want money to control you. So you're able to do the next 10%, which is to pay yourself first. Before you pay your rent, before you pay your grocery bill, before you pay the car payment, before you pay anything, you're going to carve out the next 10%. And then you're living off the 80. So how do you do that in high school? How do you do that if you're in middle school and you're working and you're doing babysitting, wherever your money comes in? Same thing. If you make $10, you take the 10%, and now you have the 80 to do what you want with it. If you're planning to do something else with your life later, then make another category. That is another 10%. So now you're working with 70%, because until you leave your parents' house, or unless you're working at a regular job, you don't have any taxes that you're paying. So that's all money that can grow for you. And even if you're not growing, even if you're not having it in a banking account, that it's being saved, that you're not consuming it, you're not going and buying food from the vending machines at school, you're not going and wasting it on a movie and things. So I'm not saying you can't have any fun, but you have fun with your 70%, with your 50%. You don't have fun with the first 20 or 30% of the money. And that's a technique. If that can be taught to everyone in 5th grade, and that's where I'd like to start teaching that lesson, is in 5th grade, before you actually go to middle school. And then it's continued to taught in middle school. Then it's taught for 4 years in high school. So by the time you get to college, you really have a found, strong understanding. You've been living the principle for many years, and then you start developing that. And so when you start looking for your soulmate, you're looking for someone that has the same principles as you do. So financially, spiritually, they grew up the same way, because it's really difficult and to have a relationship with someone who is going to not spend money the way you are. And that's what happens in relationships. If it's 1 year, 5 years, 10 years down the road, one person wants to spend money one way, the other person wants to spend the money a different way. So when I have a couple come in and we're sitting down across the table, first thing I need to find out is, where do they come from? How do they grow up? And who's in charge of the money? Are they both in charge? Do they both understand the money? Do they both have the same philosophy about money? So one person may say, that's really easy. We can change our lifestyle and give, 10%, or actually, we're already doing that. We already give 10% to our church. That's not an issue at all. The problem is the next 10%. We never have any money to pay ourselves first. There's always money going out someplace. Great. Where's the money going? Let's look at it. So we're pulling out the tax returns. We're pulling all the money they're doing, where they're investing their money into retirement accounts. And then it comes down to personal living. You find out that they're actually wasting $300 a month on things that they really, really don't need. And if they can make some little adjustments over time, and then we look into other areas that they're spending money, and I'll end up uncovering anywhere from a few $100s sometimes to thousands of dollars of money that they're just not spending correctly. Now, if they would have learned that in 5th grade, where would they be at now when they're 47? They wouldn't be in a bad situation. They'd have a lot more money for retirement. Most likely, they'd have a better relationship with their spouse, with their children, more money to give to the community. So just think about it. If everyone in the community had an extra $100 a month that they could give back to a nonprofit organization that was supporting the afflicted, the sick, the needy, the widows in our communities, how much better could we be as a society if we had more money to give back? And we enjoyed doing it, and it wasn't a hardship, because it's something that we learned at a young age. Or we take the other road, and we can learn how to spend money, how to consume money, how to invest money with greed and want to get the highest rate of return, and we're always worried about that, and not focused on taxes, because if we just worry about rate of return, taxes are going to eat up at least 50% of your money. If you're lucky, maybe 30% of your retirement accounts. So you need to think about that. And you need to think about what is true wealth. Is true wealth having the biggest car, the biggest house, having all the money? Or is it having enough for your needs, taking care of your family, taking care of your needs, and being correct? So, do you have the right kind of insurance to take care of your family if you pass on? With that said, and until we meet again, keep your money safe.
This is Esther Richardson, and you're listening to The Original Money Doctor with the financial checkup of the day. Ask about our educational, private, and public online seminars, video series, and live broadcasting events. Visit the event calendar at moneydoctoradvisor.com.
Living with purpose and real intent. If you're as concerned as I am, and you're not the type to sit around and wait for something to happen, there's something you can do. Special gift invitation. How to get growth, protection, and income for your money. Send a request for a special promo code to watch this new online video training series absolutely free in the comfort of your home or office. You will learn how hardworking American families protect and control their retirement money and never expose it to stock market risk or massive taxation. Watch this free video series and learn the rules. Send requests to info@citizensfinancialsecurity.com. That's info@citizensfinancialsecurity.com to view video online. Video series is shared as a public benefit for enlightenment.
You've been listening to The Original Money Doctor, inspiring you to rise above it all and plan ahead with guaranteed success. William F. Richardson is The Original Money Doctor. Tune in next week, same time, same channel, 105.5.